stuff like that. Sounds right now as we are going live. That one didn't work.
All right. toot, Tucson, it's your BFF, your best Frank forever, the Prince of Promotion, the King of Commotion, your Master of Ceremonies, and the Ambassador of Entertainment for all things happening in old Tucson. So hey, how you feeling? Because I'm here to help you feel a little bit better. Because a bunch of people in town really got together, and what we're trying to do is hashtag keep Tucson together. And that's what's up. So you're here witnessing the very first endeavor here, the very first episode of THT TV. That's right. Tucson helping Tucson TV. It's super exciting. It's a big endeavor because we really have this great idea to keep Tucson together. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help small businesses. We're trying to help artists. We're trying to help a lot of people in town that really got either laid off, furloughed, or just have nowhere to go because we're all stuck inside. I'm broadcasting live from deep inside my home in the heart of a mountain. You got to take a side road, and it's kind of like the Bat Cave, comes down. Don't come visit, you're not allowed. But that's where I'm broadcasting you from. I'm getting a little help from everyone down at Brink. And by everyone, I mean like two guys. That's right. We got one guy outside the studio, and then we got another guy quarantined inside a sound booth, and they're going to help us doing all the switching, pulling the plugs, the buttons, and all that stuff to keep a show going. Hopefully the Wi-Fi doesn't give out, and hopefully nothing fails, and I paid the power bill on time. So that's what's up, is that I am Frank Powers. I'm here to help you feel a bit better and talk to you all about everything that's happening here in Tucson these days with keeping small businesses afloat and really just trying to come together as a big community. So this is the first in a series of live streams leading up to a big 3-day event that we're planning once we're all allowed to leave our homes and the quarantine's done. And we're doing this kind of streamathon that raises money for an emergency small business relief fund. So we're going to experiment and we're going to get silly. I'm certainly wacky. We're going to have a lot of fun. Some of you might work with us. Some of it, we might need some content. Some of it's going to work. Some of it may not. But the fact of the matter is I can't do this all alone. I need all my friends out there in Tucson. So go hit share. Go hit like, share, and subscribe to all these things, the groups, the Facebook pages, some of these new organizations that have popped up involving Tucson helping Tucson, as well as THT TV. You're also going to want to go help some of the other people involved, and I'll tell you about them in a moment. We're going to get better every week, but send your content if you're going to try and get involved here. If you're an artist, a maker, a mover, a shaker, we need you to submit your content. The funnier, the better. And you can go send that to THT@brink.com. So that's very easy to remember. THT@brink.com. It stands for Tucson helping Tucson. So what we're going to do then is take your stuff, and if you get on the program, we're going to pay you. We're going to pay you $50. Is that right? $50, one of those. But we're going to pay you $50 to do it. All the artists you're seeing perform today, myself included, get a little bit of scratch so that we all don't, waste into nothingness. That's right. Our neighbors are taking care of us. The community's taking care of us, and they're really looking out for a lot of the creatives in town. And that's what sets Tucson apart, is that this town is basically stitched together by creatives. We're a lot of the glue that keeps a lot of this place exciting, and hopefully we've got a bunch of stuff in store for you, but we're gonna need your help. So send your content to that email address, and then we're gonna get it on here. And I'm gonna give you some of the ideas coming up. We've got sketches coming up, some stand-up comedy. We're gonna visit some small businesses, interview a few people behind the scenes here, as well as interview some people from around town. That's coming up in the next few weeks. We're doing calls to actions for photos from your home offices, pet pictures, as well as I believe we have a COVID fashion show coming up. So for some of the styles upon styles that we're seeing around town to keep yourself safe. I might have to do something myself later to make sure I'm safe, because this thing is just ridiculous. Don't touch your face. So every little bit helps. And with all these big gigs being canceled, this is the thing that we're doing. Just a personal note, I run this thing called the Comic Book Mobile. Every single one of my gigs where I go to schools or visit children or go to parks and events around town where they're gone. Unfortunately, they got canceled. And my kids' events were the first events that were canceled. I kind of got the call before some people. Kids' events got canceled first because they're kind of trying to keep down on, that sort of activity. And then right after that, we watched this. First, it was entertainers, and then it was that sort of thing. Then all of our small business restaurants were starting to get like, no more crew, just pick up. And you've seen wave after wave as more businesses are really just being asked to shut down for a little while. And even today, there were some new ones. So what we're going to try and do is keep everybody afloat, especially folks in town. And if you're creative, get us that stuff. All right. So every little bit helps. And I was talking about some of these sponsors before. So why don't we give you some time to learn about some of our sponsors as I rattle them off in a very, very fine fashion. We've got the Tucson Metro Chamber. Oh yeah, local first Arizona, Mike Peel, I love you the most. We've got the Community Investment Corporation, CIC. Go check them out because they're here to make sure that I don't touch any of the money. They're here to make sure that no one stupid touches any of the money, and they take care of everything for us. That, I don't have to do a thing. The only money I'm touching is rolling coins because it's come to that. So we've got that going on. We've got the Metro Chamber. We've got Tucson Investment Corp. And then is it Tom Heath, local candy baron? Tom Heath and the Heath team of Nova Home Loans, SMLS 420. Tom Heath really is one of the minds that started this whole thing, and I'm going to interview Tom Heath in just a bit. Heath team's making a big difference. Nova Home Loans, they're going to help you out because they've really been taking care of the community, especially Tom. He's going to tell you about that in just a little minute. Enough about Tom. How about Brink Media? My boys at Brink Media, they're here on a call. Boys, I love you. That's the exciting part of all this, is that we've got everyone working from home, everyone working around to make something happen. Hotel Congress is also helping out by providing musical guests. In fact, they started something similar that I'm going to throw you to later. It's called Club Congress TV. That's right. So they're going to be providing some exclusive music for all of us here, something entertaining to, something to dance to, maybe dance like nobody's watching, or maybe have a social distance dance party. We want those clips too. I can't wait. I might hook up my DDR and put you all to shame. I've got who else hanging out with us? Oh, it looks like Rue Events is working with us. They are doing some behind the scenes to take care of some of this big event that we've got going on virtually. So Rue Events, ROUX, I believe it's en français. Then we've got Vantage West. My friends, Vantage West. That's right. Vantage West, a big sponsor. And I'm going to tell you what, they already threw us $500 for the day. So we're already off to a pretty good start. All right, remember, this is a fundraiser. We're asking for you to donate. Donate some of that straight cash, but if you can't, hit a like, share, hit that share button, or subscribe to some of these things so you never miss them. Share them with friends, send a DM, tag somebody you know that wants to be on the show. And then this thing's going to just go, go, go. So we've got that going on. Vantage West is going to be hanging out. We'll hear from them in a little bit. The law offices of Lazarus and Sylvan. I'll tell you, when you want to be reborn, Lazarus, that's where you want to go. And Sylvan is a good friend. They're doing great. TEP is making sure that we're fully charged with everything happening here, as well as the Tucson Industrial Development Authority. Don't forget about SALC. That's South. The South is going to look at that. Just go Google them. You'll find them. Use the hashtag. That's good too. I've got a very exclusive interview with Why I Love Where I Live. They're a local shop here that started out of a movement. They set up a store and we're going to have their grand opening and never got to. So we have an interview with how they're helping Tucson by the movement they started. So I insist you go check out Why I Love Where I Live, because we've got a really fun, heartwarming story coming up about how that whole thing started. And it was really because someone was looking for a reason to prove why they loved why they live here in Tucson. To me, that expression is as good as Taco Tuesday or Casual Friday. Let's just get it in the vernacular and use it all the time, because Why I Love Where I Live is a heck of a movement. So go make sure that you check them out. We've got an interview in store. Hang on tight. What else is happening there after that? It looks like the list keeps going and growing. Big checks, making connections coming our way. If you want to be a sponsor, we'll get you in this random list next week. And don't forget about me. That's right, my comic book mobile. Go visit thecomicbookmobile.com, because I started doing some of these online classes and doing all this fun stuff with my fun green screen here from my home to teach your kids how to draw cartoons, make some comic strips, and have some fun while everybody's locked up and school's out for summer, really. So that's what's going on. We got a lot of sponsors, a lot of fun, and a lot of friends. There's another friend, though, that I want you to get at, all right? I came up with this idea that there's a few people that have, I don't know, lived in Tucson, loved Tucson, went to school at that UA. Maybe we get some of their attention. And I think there's a lady that I want to get her attention right now. We're going to do this, and we know what we're going to do? We're going to get at Diane Keaton. That's right. We got to get at her, because she's been doing a great job here, Academy Award winning, right? Winning awards, Golden Globe, she's got a couple. And she started some movies from time to time and bought a home here in Arizona, right here in Tucson, because she loves it the most. So why don't you go hit her up? It's Diane_Keaton over at on Twitter and at over on Instagram. Turns out her Instagram's doing pretty good. Twitter, it's all right. Only what, 500,000? Not too bad. Maybe half those million show up. Maybe the 1.5 million people that follow her over on Instagram, I think we should do it. So go get at Diane_Keaton. Next week, I think I'm going to make a call to Rob Gronkowski. He's busy at WrestleMania right now. But next week, maybe we show him that I'm hype and we get some attention. So start tweeting your celebrities. Do it all week. And make sure you share this video, even if it's not live, because the video is going to last forever, because it's gold, right? That's what we're doing. And you can still donate, whether this is live or not. Donate now. All those links we're going to tell you about later, some of the links that flashed up earlier, and just go visit Community Investment Corp, and you'll get all the details. Right, Diane? Thanks. So I've talked about Diane. I've talked about all of our sponsors. I've been rambling on for some time, and I could see that the comment section is full of content. Look at that. I want to go dive into the comments section. That's the thing. So I'm going to go do that as we go, I don't know, do something fun. Have you left the house in a while? No? Well, then you're probably missing out on some of Tucson's greatest thing, and it's its comedy scene. The Tucson comedy scene is one of the best things going on in Tucson. And I love sketch comedy. I'm sure you do too. Some of the best thing ever. So Keep Tucson Sketchy has been doing just that down at the screening room. Every single month, they've been putting on a sketch comedy show, and I happen to know some of the people working there, and I asked them if we could show some of their stuff. And it says that we can. They've got a huge, huge library of fun sketches all about Tucson. So I've got one queued up. I think we're ready to go. I could use a laugh. And remember, laughter is the best medicine. And it's expensive in this country, so make sure you donate. Every yuck and every chuckle, throw us a nickel, throw us a dime, maybe even a whole dollar bill. If every single person in Tucson donated just $1, we'd have 1 million, right? I'm not sure if that counts the snowbirds, but hey, let's double down on the whole thing. If you got $1, do it. If you don't, share it. Share the link, do what you can, because we're doing all we can. As far as things are concerned, I think I need to take a breath. So why don't I go throw to this thing right here? Boys, are you ready? You're ready? Let's go Keep Tucson Sketchy. Keep Tucson Sketchy. Roll it.
Hi there, need to get around Tucson but can't afford or legally not allowed to drive a car after multiple DUIs? Then the SunTran bus is perfect for you. With over 100 buses, some running on time, you can ride in comfort Monday through Saturday and Sunday, kind of. Enjoy our modern amenities, meet new people, and even find love. With SunTran, you can get anywhere, well, except the foothills, or Valley, Vale, Marana, or anywhere nice. On top of that, with all this environmentally friendly ride sharing, you can have as many single-use styrofoam Polar Pops as you want, guilt-free. Just ask my hippie mom.
What? No, that is not how.
Just listen to these satisfied customers.
I like to ride the bus. It helps me breathe from my mouth instead of from my nose.
The bus is great! I've never ridden, but ever since I was put on the board for public transport, I haven't heard one complaint.
The buses suck.
Not one formal complaint.
There's a lot of weirdos on the bus. Do you have toothpaste?
SunTran is somehow an award-winning service named Best Bus System in town 3 out of the last 5 years. Whatever your transportation needs, we can help. Well, except for shopping carts and those mini carts and giant suitcases. Everyone on the bus is happy, even if everything about them makes you think otherwise. Why not join in? If all your friends drove off a cliff, how would you get home? Buy SunTran. Don't be a schmuck, ride the bus. Warning, bus may cause severe depression and or unplanned pregnancy. Do not use bus if you are using drugs or alcohol, as this may make the experience enjoyable. Do not make eye contact with anyone on the bus or you may end up re-examining your life. Do not attempt to defuse knife fights. They probably had it coming.
I love Keep Tucson Sketchy. My goodness, that's the funniest thing going today. Are you serious? Oh, yeah, don't forget. Yeah, it was postponed, unfortunately, but they're going to be back. We're going to be back. They'll all be back. I'm super excited to go hanging out with Keep Tucson Sketchy. They're really, really funny, really ridiculous. That show is absolutely bananas, right? Whew. That was barely time for even me to get a drink. Are you kidding? You don't want to hear me going on and on yet. This motor mouth's running, but I might run out of fuel. And I'm afraid that might be the thing we all run out of next. So I'm in the mood to just get everyone going again. If you've been, not convinced that your energy is going to get pumped and that things are going to change, you're going to feel better. And you got to dance like nobody's watching. And that's what we're going to do next. Because right now, I believe we're going to throw things over to our friends over at Club Congress TV. That's right. Hotel Congress is participating. And they've got Club Congress TV bringing you exclusive tracks just for us, even though they're performing stuff every single night, I believe, or at least very much this weekend. You can catch all of those performances over at clubcongress.com. And even tonight after our show at 9 p.m., that's what they're going to have going on. So if you're ready to dance all night, make sure you're hanging out with clubcongress.com and Club Congress TV, because it's pretty fun. I don't know, you ready to dance? I am. Let's get dancing. Hey, boys.
Gabriel Sullivan here, just after some Club Congress TV. Play a couple songs. There ain't no place I ever seen, ain't no town I ever been, ain't no song I ever heard, and there ain't no finer thing. Folks in love, taking it all on. Folks in love, dancing till they're gone. So take a step through the trees, sing a song in the wind, let it slip from your mind, any doubt and any crime, but just folks in love, we're taking it all on. We're just folks in love, be dancing till we're gone. So lie with me now, in any old town, dressed up or broken down. We are here, we are now. We're just folks in love, we're taking it all on. Folks in love, dancing till we're gone. Just folks in love, we'll be dancing till we're gone.
All right. Did you see that? Did you hear that? I got to hear it. I might have gotten a little too pumped to be headbanging, but I just like local music. And that was our friend. Let me go make sure I get his name right, because we got to make sure we give everybody the direct props that they deserve. And I got a long list of scripts right in front of me, and that was Gabriel Sullivan. Folks in love. Gabriel Sullivan's doing a lot for us here, helping out and doing some things that we're trying to get done with all this. And make sure you go over to clubcongress.com and stick around, because Gabriel's going to be back in just a little bit. And I'm super pumped to be hanging out with him. It's going to be a pretty good time. But right now, I also just want to remind you that, you got to donate. That's what we're trying to get done here. So donate over at, let's take a look. It's going to be TucsonHelpingTucson.com. The donate button is right there. So you're not going to miss it. Donate button's easy to see, easy to spot, just like me. The money's an investment in our neighbors to help them keep our beloved local businesses afloat. That's right. Where's the money go? Well, I'm glad you asked, because the Community Investment Corporation, that they put in bold so you know it's important, is a highly respected nonprofit local to our community who works to get funding to small businesses every day. And they're going to administer it with overnight with the Tucson Metro Chamber and Local First Arizona to ensure it's put to best use. Did I say overnight? I meant they're going to use their oversight. That's right. It's not going to be that quick, but the best part is it's going to be quicker than some of those government loans that everyone's waiting for. And it gives us a bit more leeway with every small business getting it. There's not as much red tape. There's not as many hangups, and it gives us a little more freedom for doling out money to our community. It's really good, and they're going to make a lot less hurdles for us to jump through. So we're going to mix in some grants that I hear. I hear that's a rumor. I might be able to, figure that out later, but there might be a mix of grants as well as some very low 0% interest loans. And why loans? Because it ensures that these businesses are fortunate enough to be able to pay are going to pay it back, and then they pay it forward to support other businesses during whatever future problems that they're going to have or Tucson may face. So that's what it's all about. It's about this kind of recurring cycle. And then sometimes a grant will go out, and sometimes just a very low thing's going to go to someone else. But if these businesses can keep things going and going, it's just this endless cycle that we keep growing. And that's the idea. And I don't know nothing about this stuff, but I got it, right? So for now, give what you can. Remember, every single dollar, $1 counts, $1 counts. If everyone in Tucson gave $1, this thing's $1 million idea. I think that's true. It's TucsonHelpingTucson.com. Let's find out about the guy who started some of this whole thing. Do you know him? Have you heard of him? I was talking about him a little earlier. I believe it's my friend Tom Heath. Tom Heath, the Heath team and Nova Home Loans, I believe. Let's go see if we can get Tom in here. Am I talking to Tom yet? Where's Tom? I see Tom. Tom, there you are.
Hang on one second.
Tom.
Hold
Tom
on, hold on, Frank. Yeah, I know. I gotta go.
We're dealing.
I'm doing this thing. Colbert, I gotta go. Yeah, I told you about this thing with Frank Powers. Yes, I know Frank Powers. Look, Colbert, you're gonna have to call me back.
Right over here.
Sorry about that, Frank. That was a
second there. All right, Tom, say something.
Hey, something?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Sorry, sorry to be on the phone there. That was Stephen Colbert. He was trying to get in on the show. I told him we already had our MC. So.
Okay, good. I appreciate that. He's a hero of mine. Remember when truthiness got invented? I felt it right here in the cockles. That's right. I know that's where you get a lot of this feeling. You got a big, big heart, my friend. You've been helping this whole thing start from the very beginning. All right. And I'll tell you, I was very confused. I thought, honestly, aren't you just a local candy baron? I could swear that you were just some sort of chocolatier.
No relation, Frank. I just like to eat them.
Ah, all right. Well, that being said, unfortunately, a lot of my questions are candy-based. I'm not prepared. I hear you're in home loans.
That's what I hear.
Sounds delicious. But
that's what I hear as well. Those are very good candy bars. Well, I'm excited to be a part of Tucson Helping Tucson. I'm excited to have you there. I can't think of anybody better to be donning an orange outfit and supporting our community with everything that you're doing. So thank you for being a part of this too.
Nobody better than you, best Frank forever. You know it. I love you, Tom. I appreciate it. And thank you for calling me. Thank you for asking. I mean, it's a sad situation and it's my dream come true. It's this weird, perplexing bunch of feelings because what a situation the world's dealing with and what a situation we're all dealing with as a town and as a city. And, I lose one dream job on the radio at the top of the day. And by the end of the day, I get asked to host this. And the only thing that makes me feel better, a lot of people know this, is making other people feel better. And if anyone out there has not done that, you should try it because it really does work.
Absolutely. And I got to tell you, that's what I'm hearing from the entire team. When you wake up in the morning, sometimes you pay a little too much attention to Facebook and you get a little frustrated. And then you get together with this team and you start figuring out how you're going to help, how you're going to be part of the solution, what you can do today to make a difference tomorrow. And our spirits get lifted. So this isn't just about supporting small business. This is really about uplifting a community, giving some bright light to a dire situation. No one wants to be here. We're reinventing ourselves across the board. And when we come out of this, we're going to be different. And we're here to make sure that there's as much opportunity on the other side of this as we possibly can.
Heck yeah, that's awesome, Tom. Tom, I'm seeing you. I'm not sure if the live stream is seeing Tom, so I'm not sure. I hope that everything's working and I'm not having a one-way conversation. It's tough to tell.
Either way, I have a voice for radio, a face for radio, right? That's
I one time said that, and a friend of mine said I had a face for a flamethrower. I left and stopped being friends with that person. But everything is fine. Good to hear. Thank you. I'm asking my crew over there. It's a heck of a thing that we're putting together, right? Here I am in my home. You can tell it's very palatial, deep inside the heart of a mountain. You're over at your home. It looks very nice, a small casita. A guy, I'm sure it's very tiny. He does deal in real estate, but he's a humble man. And we've got everything going on with my crew down there over at Brink, a 2-man crew, and we've isolated them off from each other. They're not allowed to high five no matter how well this is going. So, Tom, tell me a bit more about what really started you to really, I mean, obviously besides passion and what it means to you, but you've been really honestly fired up about it all. You think you have a responsibility. Tell me about people's responsibility.
Well, I think that's the key word. There's responsibility. We know a lot of folks are hurting in our community, and they're gonna hurt for a while. There's help coming, and those of us. I'm fortunate to be in one of those essential positions. So I have a job, I have an income, and I really feel it's my responsibility. And I think anybody right now who is able must help. And that's really where we are right now. You mentioned 1 million people in Tucson. Not everyone can even give $1, and I get that. Right. They can give us a share, they can give us a like. But those of us that can, we really must help. This is not just an opportunity to do the right thing. This is an obligation to support the community. A lot of these business owners, these small business owners, they took a leap in our community. They put their lives, their livelihood, their finances on the line to create something special here in Tucson. And in a few months, they'll be back. They need help to get back. And that's really what's driving this. And there's causes all over Tucson. I'm so excited to see the takeout efforts, the shopping online. I know you're going to talk with Kristen later and what they did with Why I Love Where I Live. All of these things coming together, showing the resiliency of Tucson, of Arizona, of this country. And I'm excited to be a part of that. But the reality is, as base as this sounds, we need money. We need money to make sure that these small businesses have the ability to pay their employees, to get their stock. This is not just going to be an opportunity to turn the faucet back on, and we have to help them until they're able to sustain. And I liked what you said earlier about the loans. This is, when we get into the details of this, there's certainly a lot of levels. There's investments in business, there's grants to businesses, and the loans. The key part about the loans is it's a pay it back to pay it forward. There's no securitization. There's no, you're not going to be hounded if you can't make your payments. Your payments will be based upon your revenues. So if takes you longer to get back on your feet, your payments aren't there. So we've really tried to be very cognizant of all of the needs in the community, and having the chamber and Local First, who collectively have the ears of hundreds, if not thousands, of small businesses across this area. We know what the need is.
You know what, you're right, because that's one of the things about it. One of the things that I think that Tucson, I mean, it's the reason I live where I live. I mean, it's the whole thing. I love Tucson so much. I moved here twice. It's it's the big little city, right? It's that sort of thing. I got together with you, and you just see, I always use, people hate when I use it. It's a Venn diagram. How many friends do I have in this circle? And how many friends do I have in this circle? And how many are in this? How many overlap? And a lot of us here in Tucson have a lot of these overlapping friends. That's a lot of what this place is all about. And I think that's certainly one of our advantages. I know a lot of people at the heads of these organizations, at the top of some of these places, really know everybody else. And we all just got together in a chat room here. And I was so surprised to see how many people were already involved, and probably not surprised, because they know how important this is. You've really assembled like a Tucson Avengers, and it's fun to say. And that's what we're trying to do. We're really trying to just, have this big fight against all the problems that we're having, because what you said before is it just makes time is money ring true, right? Everyone just needs time. And unfortunately, time is money.
Yeah, we have the creative class to make something entertaining, and the fact that all of the creative individuals, the artists, are getting paid, the technicians are getting paid. There's been a ton of in-kind support, but the small businesses that are supporting are going to be paid. That was the first batch of money that we raised, and that list of sponsors you showed at the very beginning, they stepped up before this was even a fully crystallized idea. They just understood the concept, and they said, yes, we trust you, we trust Community Investment Corporation, make this work, and we're going to have huge results, huge turnouts because of that faith and because of what you just said. I think it had something to do with diagrams or something, but it is, we all know each other here in Tucson, and we're going to get through this, and we're going to come out of this. But it takes some money and it takes some effort to make sure that we have the best opportunities at the other end.
That's true. Now, I'll be honest with you, this is already far more serious than I like to be.
Sorry.
I mean, right, Tom? I hate this. I know you hate this. Tom, what is your website? Because your website's hilarious. Tom's a fun guy. Tom thinks, looks very serious, like very responsible, helping the city. It's very important. But what Tom also likes to do is make hilarious commercials, and they're the best. Tom, tell me, you've done I believe I saw a Dirty Dancing parody. I believe I saw you trying to archery, I believe, modeling, some other things. What else? What else have you seen? And what's the name of your website that is so hilarious?
The website is called mortgagescanbefun.com, and the idea is that I've been doing home loans for 20 years. I'm pretty good at that. I feel comfortable in that area, but I've spent so much time with that. I'm really not good at anything else. I'm not good at archery or yoga or karate. I'm not good at mountain climbing or fishing. And we found out very recently I am not good at all at Dirty Dancing. So I've got one skill set. That's mortgages. But if you head over to mortgagescanbefun.com, it is a little bit of a lighthearted look of things that I'm not good at. And it's surprising now that I've started that, the list just keeps growing, and I'm getting a lot of suggestions from people that were my friends telling me the things that I'm not good at doing.
I can't wait till you're not good at professional wrestling. That's when we're going to do it. You're going to hang out with the mouth of the Southwest. Ooh, yeah. We're going to work on that. I can't wait. We might try to get you animated too. I'm looking forward to that. There is a couple more things. Just again, let's lighten things up. I really only prepared candy questions for you. I really thought you was somebody else.
Ask away. I can give you candy answers.
Do you think that Reese's Hearts are not as good as Reese's Peanut Butter Cups because of the ratio to peanut butter or chocolate? Or do you think they're better? I find them to be a bit too much.
I think you're a madman. The Hearts are fantastic. They're the right blend. It's a little break. They're fantastic. Next candy question.
All right. Somehow, I don't know if I got this from Japan, Kit Kat makes raspberry cream. That's disgusting.
That's not actually a thing.
It's real. I'm holding it right here.
No, you're not holding that. That's not a thing. Next question.
Are these chocolate bars really healthy? I eat them all the time, but I haven't lost a pound.
Well, I think they're very healthy in moderation. What's the serving size on there?
Delicious.
There you go. As long as you have no more than 5 or 6 at a time, I think you'll be just fine.
All right, good. That is a good rule. Moderation and moderation too. Always a good rule as well. Let me tell you, Tom, thanks so much. It really is happening. That's what this is. It's happening. This is an idea Tom Heath had a couple weeks ago, right? How long ago? How long we've been working on this? Two weeks?
This has come together in about 2.5 weeks. I think that I made the call to CIC and Brink Media and Carrie Sylvan and Metro Chamber, a couple phone calls. Next thing you know, this thing is off and running. Brink Media, without Josh and his team, you would not have nearly the excitement. Ashley with LaRue Events is knocking us out of the park, and what I don't want to spoil any surprises for Kristen at Why I Love Where I Live, but what she is doing, oh my gosh, it's just heartwarming across the board, and it just tells me that we are in the right place and unfortunately at the right time, but we are going to make a positive difference in this community. Small businesses are neighbors, and they employ our other neighbors. We must get them through this to the best that we possibly can and come out on the other side with the most opportunities.
There he is, everybody. That's the spirit. That's my man, Tom Heath. Tom Heath, no home loans. Getting the job done. Hashtag keeping Tucson together. That's right. Tucson together is what you want to use. Use that hashtag. And nobody's doing better. It's cool, Tom. You gotta do that hashtag, right? Everyone's doing that, and no one's doing a better job of keeping us together right now than you, Tom Heath. I really appreciate it. Thank you for helping everybody out. Make sure you go check out mortgagescanbefun.com for some comedy gold from Tom Heath, as well as, I don't know, a bunch of other nonsense. Any last things to say, Tom?
I just heard my oven ding, so that means my Cup Cafe take and bake meatloaf is done. So I'm out. I'm going to watch the rest from the comfy chair.
All right. Make sure you hit that share button. Throw some comments in there. And I love emoticons. Give me those emoticons, Tom.
Don't tell me what to do. Thanks,
I'll tell you later. All right. Thanks, Tom. Yes. Do you see what this is? Do you see what's happening here, everybody? It's the best thing going, right? We've got all this fun stuff happening and hanging out with friends, hanging out with folks that you may know, hanging out with folks that you might not know yet, but I know them. I'm everybody's BFF. I'm everyone's best Frank forever. And that's what it is. All these diagrams are with the startup community, comedy community, small business community, the entertainment community. All these things come together, and my life comes crashing right here, dead center with you and THT TV. It's really exciting. Boy, where's my run sheet? Let's take a look. Let's go down the list. Let's take a look at what we're doing right now. I interviewed Tom. We talked about candy. Now we're going to talk about donating a bit again, because again, don't forget, donations. The best nation in the world. What's the best city in the world besides Tucson? Generosity. That's right. So be generous. Be generous with those likes, those shares, those comments. Get them all around. Get them around town. At your friends. At Diane Keaton. Diane_Keaton. Let's get her involved because I'm sure she loves this place just about as much as anyone. And, she doesn't want it to be hurting like this. She needs to come back here and enjoy the Cup Cafe and other things going on here. And I'll tell you, I do have a lot of friends, right? So there's a lot of friends around town. If you want to be friends with me, again, it's Frank Powers. We probably already are friends. I have some friends over at this place called Vantage West. Yes, don't be confused. Sometimes when I'm talking about a VW, I'm talking about a VW bus. But other times, I'm talking about my friends at Vantage West. Vantage West Credit Union, that's right. Member owners, that's right. That's where you go own it at a credit union. Better than a bank, that's the spirit. They'll explain it a bit better because we're going to go talk to and hang out with a little bit of Vantage West because they one time hired me for some reason. Probably because Brink knew me, and I volunteer a lot, and that's the secret to happiness. Let me tell you, volunteer. I know time is money, but sometimes if you give it away, you get a lot back. If I didn't start volunteering at Brink 3 years ago, I don't get to live my dream right now and help everybody. What a thing. So that's what this is all about. And it got me a commercial. Isn't that amazing? So we made a whole bunch of really fun short commercials for Vantage West a while ago. Me, Brink, I got to write a couple of them. I provided some of the fun nonsense you're going to see because I've got quite the costume department in my house. And we really had a good time. We did some long-form interviews as well. I think we're going to jump to some of those later. But Vantage West really support us. Already threw us $500, and we're going to support Vantage West. If you feel like being one of our more headline sponsors and you've got some stuff to show and things to share, just get at us there and give us some money. I mean, donate some money, and everyone gets to get involved. A lot of sponsors are helping this come together because everyone out here in the streets is having a tough time, and we don't really want to be on the streets very soon. So why don't we go hang out and see what Vantage West is all about? Because Vantage West did a great thing. In addition to making commercials and all that fun stuff, I might get to that in just a little bit. Let me make sure I'm just on the right track. Yes, we got some other fun things coming up. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a little preview. We got more music coming up, a fun music video. I've got something else going on, an interview going on with Why I Love Where They Live. That's coming up. And also, we're going to do another thing with the beautiful Hotel McCoy. And my friend David, the Comedy Sauce Ross boss, is going to be on in just a little bit. So we got a lot of fun stuff going. But right now, let's go check out Vantage West.
Anyone can be a member owner at Vantage West. Well, not everyone. Well, I mean, technically you can be a member. Do you live, work, volunteer? Okay, you're a member. We've got no fee checking,
Cashback credit cards.
home loans,
And the list goes on.
I'm Frank and I'm in a banana. What, is this supposed to be some sort of pun? Like, our deals are appealing? Is anybody listening to me? Getting 5% back on purchases is like a party in your wallet. I can't believe I spent so much on the party. At least you've got my back cash. Well, keep it 100. Vantage West, you own us. That means you elect our board of directors. So I'm announcing my candidacy.
Oh, I feel so cool. That's right. Thank you to Vantage West for being a big time sponsor. Look at this. Look at that. I feel like I'm in paradise, right? That's because there's something special going on, and Vantage West is helping us out. In addition to everyone who emails, texts in, views the live stream, visits the website this week, you can win a 2-day staycation in the summer with the beautiful Hotel McCoy. That's right. So make sure you participate. Get involved here because you're going to have a chance to win a 2-day staycation at Hotel McCoy. Hotel McCoy is one of my favorite places. It's an art hotel. That's right. Have you heard of that? It's the first art hotel. You should go check them out on probably Google, I guess, or their website, which is beautiful. They have more murals there than I think anywhere in town. It's really great. We're going to give you a little preview of Hotel McCoy right now because a few months back, Brink made an amazing music video with them, a lip sync video to this great jam. And we're going to play that for you right now because I'm in the mood to lift some spirits. Staycation ahead, music right now. Let's have some fun over at the beautiful Hotel McCoy.
Here comes the mic controller. I think I want to take this over. I see you making moves like Oprah. I love how you dip your shoulder. I just want to get a little bit closer. So maybe, baby, you could come on over. And we could do a little bit of yoga. Or stretch out on my sofa. Watch Netflix. flicks, breakfast, check this. Maybe roll a little lettuce, freshness. Oh, baby, you the bestest, baby, baby, you're so fine. And you know I love your mind, most of all, you're genuine. Hey, 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 you're number one, baby, one, baby. You're number one, baby, one, baby. I'm not perfect, but you're perfect for me. Now number 5, not 4, and you sure ain't no 3. You're number one, baby, one, baby. You're number one, baby, one, baby. I like to get you solo. You wanna be my Yoko Ono? Like Cher and Sonny Bono. I'd never let you go. You know you got that style. You know it drives me wild. Without you on my mind, the sun will never shine down. Hot like Arizona. Your champagne supernova makes me crazy for ya. You're my Coca-Cola, baby, baby, you're so fine. And you know I love your mind. Most of all, you're genuine. Hey, 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 you're number one, baby, one, baby. You're number one, baby, one, baby. I'm not perfect, but you're perfect for me. Not number 5, not 4, and you sure ain't no 3. You're number one, baby, one, baby. You're number one, baby, one, baby. You take me to Nirvana, Teen Spirit, Soul Rocker. I'll be your baby papa. So come on, be my baby mama. I just bought a ring, and now I'm on my knee. So come on, be my queen. Hey, 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 you're number one, baby, one, baby. You're number one, baby, one, baby. You're number 2. I'm not perfect, but you're perfect for me. Not number 5, not 4, and you sure ain't no 3. You're number one, baby, one, baby. You're number one, baby, one, baby. You're number one, baby, one, baby. You're number one, baby, one, baby.
Oh, having the ability to gather in groups and pretend to sing songs feels like a lifetime ago. We probably still do that. We might work on that together in a fun new music video that we're going to try in a few weeks, maybe even next week if I can get everyone together. We'll see. It really reminds you of like the places you miss, the places you like to go, the people you like to hang out with, or the people you might just be fascinated with, and you got to go see. And there's a guy that I'm a little fascinated with that I got to go see over at the beautiful Hotel McCoy, and his name is David the Comedy Ross. That's right. You see, David does an amazing podcast down there where he likes to interview people to tell them you're doing a great job. And it's a good podcast when people have jobs. Right now, a few people are out of work. So we're going to take a look back at what we did just a week or so, maybe 2 ago, when we visited the beautiful Hotel McCoy and hung out with David the Comedy Ross on You're Doing a Great Job podcast. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Take it. You're doing a great job. Yeah. Let's do it.
You're here at the You're Doing a Great Job podcast. We have the co-host, Rich Gary. We have the special guest, Mr. Dave Margolis. Dave Margolis! Yeah! We have the man himself, Mr. Ross Collins. And we're live!
I don't know why I said well, here we are. We are on the last live event that you'll ever go to.
Yeah!
Welcome.
Woo! Hey, do you have your questions?
Yeah, I got my questions.
I have questions.
Okay. All right.
How's it going, Dave?
Dave, grab a mic.
Yeah.
Tell me guys what's going on here. This is my first podcast.
Yeah.
I've been talking into this thing.
Yeah,
That's a snowball.
That's an inside joke.
Thanks for making me feel welcome.
You're doing a great job. How do you like this, Dave?
Yeah, I love it.
I want to paint that in my backyard this morning. I cut off my name, but it's cool.
Was that intentional? Or
Yeah, it kind of just fits with everything, you know?
Well, it's great to be here, guys. And
Thank you, Dave.
been a fan of you.
We want to hear
kind of have the same name.
And we're from the same part of the country.
Yeah, we are. New Mexico.
Wait a minute.
Your answer's not the one. Yeah, Ohio. We're from Ohio.
Southern Ohio. Dave's from Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, Cincinnati. Skyline
Home of flight.
Yeah. You are. We're the same.
Well, I didn't go that far.
So this podcast is called You're Doing a Great Job Podcast. Woo! You're doing a great job. And most people just scream it like the whole time. You're doing a great job podcast. You're doing a great job podcast. So we just talked to you about your job. So you're a real estate investor.
Now hold on a second.
Okay, you tell us your job, or tell us what your first and last name is, and spell out your last name, and we want to know if it's Chinese.
Now what's the globe for here? What am I doing? It's creeping me out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can move it over here.
Your eyes in there, okay. Now, so you're doing real estate?
I mean, what's your name?
Dave Margolis, you know me well.
Yeah.
You have to say it for the
Dave Mongolis.
the millions that will be listening.
Yeah. That's not Asian?
It's not an Asian name, that's a Latvian name.
Yes, I'm into Asian.
You're at least half a Jew, right, David?
Yeah,
I'm only half.
No, he's not. I'm
typing my paper.
You're doing a great job. Real estate.
I didn't come here to be made sport of. I skipped my nap today.
Yeah. I napped all day.
You know,
I'm sorry to get skip your nap.
You run that one out every week?
No.
So,
Yeah,
what do you do for work, Dave?
So, Dave, what's your job?
Okay, I'm a real estate
What's your
agent.
job?
I'm a real estate agent. So
Really, stater.
obviously familiar with the slang.
Yeah. I was a real estate agent.
Yeah, really did.
Yeah, sold a bunch of houses. So, I guess the first question is, do you think you're doing a great job, Dave?
Is the entire reason I'm here for you to ask me what I do and if I'm doing a great job, and then it's back to the bar?
You want to ask question number 2?
Yeah.
You'll have to wait and practice.
So, I had no idea there'd be this much turning involved.
Well, the deal is
Can he do like 4, then you do 4?
You figured it out.
Yeah, that's the
formula.
I second that.
you're going to be
Silly me assuming you had 8 more questions.
right.
And now it's time for some good news. Wasn't that fantastic? David, you're doing a great job. I appreciate it. That's the best. I love seeing friends and I love helping artists. All these artists, comedians, musicians, everyone, we're paying them for these gigs. Also, make sure you donate because that's where some of the money's come from. It's where some of it's going to for small businesses. We got a lot of things going and it really helps. Also, keep that comment section going and keep the shares flowing. So we've got to keep that algorithm broken. That's the whole trick, right? Facebook doesn't want us to be successful. We got to show Facebook that Tucson's bigger than Facebook. I think we can do it. But now I want to report some good news. That's right. Good news, everyone. I want to get some headlines from your life and maybe even just from around the nation that is good news. We got to hear some of it from time to time. So here's some good news. Good news. Crime is down. Makes sense. And also emergency rooms are practically empty as a lot of people are being a lot more safer as their communities are taking care of each other. And, more people are just not hurting themselves, I guess. So that's good. Emergency rooms, not as full. Always good news. In more local news, my neighbor bought me a pack of toilet paper because he saw an extra one and was wondering if I was in need. Isn't that nice? That's nice. That's really great. And now, all the way across the nation, we've got news from New York. New York's having a tough time, as is California. Some of our bigger cities, they're really hurting. I'm not sure if you've seen this, but this actually really made my day the other day. Every single night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in New York, everyone is shouting and screaming and cheering out their windows. Do you know why? That's when the shift change happens for all the doctors and the nurses and everyone working, all of our medical staff. The entire city is cheering out their windows, just like people are singing in Italy. That's very amazing to hear. It warms my spirit, warms my heart, and I know that we can do something similar and take care of each other. Even these acts of something like that, where it's not about money, it's not about shows, it's not about any of that, mean the most. I love that people are making masks for one another. That's really good. So that's a new thing. I took my hands. That's me putting on an invisible mask, apparently. I don't know. And that's been a big deal. So send us your good news stories. We're really pumped to get good news. And if we're talking about the news, let's go check out sports. I'm going to throw it to our sports announcer and newscaster, El Newsador. Take it away, El Newsador. Hola, muchachos. Hola, muchachos. It's El Newsador, the wrestling news luchador, here with sports. There are no sports to report on, except for the fact that, wait, it seems that WrestleMania, the showcase of the Immortals, is the only sporting event, sports entertainment event, that is currently broadcasting. In fact, it's going to be happening live Saturday at 7 p.m. Holy for holies, that's now. And that's sports with El Newsador. WrestleMania, oh my God. I've got to go to WrestleMania. WrestleMania. El Newsador, don't run. El Newsador. Was that him? Did I see El Newsador that quick? I had no idea. Oh my goodness, was that El Newsador? I always miss him. I never get El Newsador. It's like we're never in the same place at the same time. Jeez, I love that guy. Oh. Anyway, that's sports, but we're looking for some good news, so make sure you bring us that, because I don't think there's much more sports in the future. It is WrestleMania. I better wrap some of this up. So, in addition to some of that going on, we've got more things ahead with all the fun stuff happening. And one of the people that I want to talk about now is why I love where I live. You see, that thing about El Newsador, it's great, because the thing about local wrestling here is that luchadors are everywhere because of our proximity to Mexico. I gave a TED talk on it. And that's why I love where I live. I love Tucson so much. And there's a lady that really loves Tucson, but didn't at first. And she's going to tell you a little bit about it. That's why I love where you live. Thanks, me. That's right. Here we are with Kristen Tovar from Why I Love Where I Live, or Will, as we're calling it around the office. Kristen, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. So how was the commute?
Well, I made a few stops on the way, coffee and bathroom, but yeah, made it safely.
Not too bad. There was a little bit of traffic by my bathroom for sure. There was a little bit of hold up, but then surprisingly, no one near the fridge. So it's been an okay day.
Yeah.
How are you doing with everything? Because I'm excited to talk to you about everything that's going on with Why I Love Where I Live, everything going on at the Mercado, and everything happening, really with you. So I know your origin story a bit, and fill in the blanks if I get any of it wrong. I listened to Tom Heath, local candy baron. Tom Heath does Life Along the Streetcar, and he did a great interview with you. And I believe it was this. You're living in Tucson for a while. Your husband is, I believe, are you from Phoenix originally?
Phoenix, yeah, you got it.
Yes, I'm remembering these things, from Phoenix originally. Moves to Tucson. Husband takes a job here as a farmer.
Yeah, so close.
Okay, what was it
He
again?
was a high school teacher when
High
we
school
got
teacher, 'cause
married. English
kids
high
are
school
animals.
teacher.
It's the same. It's the same. So doing that, and then you had to move here to Tucson, and really just, you grew up in Arizona, obviously, so you kind of know what it's all about, but you weren't exactly feeling it because you were like really trying to chase this dream of becoming an Olympic gymnast.
Sadly, no.
No, okay. What was it
Must be
again?
one of your other guests.
Tom Heath interviews a lot of people.
Yeah, totally.
What was it
Yeah,
again?
no, I came to Tucson to go to the University of Arizona, and
UA.
then ended up staying with the high school English teacher husband.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So that's why you've been here. And again, a lot of why you started Why I Love Where I Live was because you were actively trying to find a reason for that. You're trying to kind of beat away some of that negativity, some of that, have a little more PMA. That's what I'm all about, positive mental attitude.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a lot of what you were doing. You were basically going around trying to just focus on plant life and why the plants here are really important. People really love plants.
Hey, they
The
do. They're
plants?
important. Yeah, no, it's also very close, I took pictures of everything around Tucson. Food, murals was a big part of it. Buildings, architecture. Yeah, there was a lot. Plants were included, but it wasn't my main focus.
Not the main focus, because the main focus that we found is obviously the love of Tucson, and that's why you love where you live. And it really became a movement. It all on Instagram, right? What is your Instagram? That's where things happen, correct?
Yeah. Instagram is at Why I Love Where I Live.
Yeah. How many followers you at?
Oh, I could check right now.
I'll
Let me
go
see.
check it out. I'm on the edge of my
I don't
seat.
know. By the time we're done with this call, who knows what we'll be.
People go follow her at Why I Love Where I Live. We'll get those numbers up. We'll get them up.
We're at 18.5 right now.
What in the world?
Yeah,
Look at
I don't
that.
know. So
That's a lot of lives that you're affecting and really putting a positive spin on everything, isn't it?
it's a big job.
That's awesome. That really is impressive. It's one of the things that I love about Tucson, really, is it's a lot of that community, and you really can get that message across because people really embrace that.
Yes.
That's spectacular, and it's so fun to find the person who did create that. Like, I've used that hashtag just almost as a general thing.
Yeah, for sure. When I first started, I didn't tell all of my friends or community, and so then I saw a few people using it, and when they found out, they were like, "It's you?" Like, I didn't know who was behind it, let alone that I knew the person. So it is really interesting how it's kind of transformed and become just kind of a fixture in hashtag world of Tucson. So
yeah, it's made a difference. It's really funny. Like I say, it's almost like to me it's a phrase as easy as like casual Friday, which
hey,
right? Well, that casualness, but that's the thing is I just, to me it's just the same as Taco Tuesday. It's why I love where I live. It's just it seems perfect.
Yeah.
That now turned into something really great because of that movement. You now have a store, which you can see I'm hanging around and having a lovely time in the
Why
store.
are you in my store without me, Frank?
Well, because I wanted to check the whole thing out. And one of the ways that you're making putting a positive spin on a lot of what's going on is the fact that I took a virtual tour of the store a little bit ago.
Oh, yeah. Good. I'm so glad.
Tell me about that. That was amazing. Everyone go to the website and you can take a 3D virtual store tour all around. There's videos, pictures. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so leading up to the week of our actual physical grand opening, had an event planner, had food planned, all these things planned to invite hundreds of people to the annex where our shop is located. And obviously a lot of things changed in that 1 week time span. So we found someone to do 3D imaging of our new shop. So instead of stocking it to have people come in, we just stocked it to be photographed and staged to host a virtual tour. So you can walk in there. I got dizzy sometimes because the dots are just so trippy and you can turn around. And it's fun. There's some videos in there, like behind the scenes type stuff. And we wanted to create something that was interactive and still like celebrated the milestone of the expansion in our business.
Yeah, it really was very impressive. Definitely next level. And what a way to have an opening. I mean, isn't that something?
Never considered it before all this, but yeah.
It's definitely been a really impressive way to adapt. A lot of people are obviously having to go online. They're having to adapt, do some things a little differently, but that's a huge way that you've already kind of jumped ahead. And there was another thing I saw on there, and it was you have a great blog, and you really blogged or made a fantastic article that lists a lot of ways that other people can participate and other ways to support local business besides spending money.
Right. Yeah. Because everyone in our community, I think, loves the businesses that make Tucson.
Yep.
But not everyone, especially in this situation, like people, it's a different time. And so I wanted to come up with some ways that anyone could support and just come together as a community to embrace these businesses. Yeah.
Heck yeah, that's what it's all about, right? You got to support that local business. You got to get it done. There it is.
Okay.
Boom. It's super fun. People are sharing this picture that you have up there. This is the basically what the article is. And they're sharing this around, posting this image. It's a good way everyone can. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead, right click, save it to downloads, and then make it your profile picture. Because it's a good message to get out everywhere. It's not just Tucson, local business. Exactly. The most important thing.
Yep, right? For sure.
Heck yeah, I was perusing the store. You got a lot of books, stickers, pins, lots of cactuses. That's what people love.
Yes.
I love that. I do have one complaint about the virtual tour. You might have to put a warning in front. The mirror does not work, and I thought I had been bitten by a vampire in the night. I had to check, luckily fine, and realized things were okay. The mirror doesn't work.
I'm so
Google
sorry about that. Yeah, we should put a disclaimer on the bottom.
Something.
I'll look into that.
I felt I didn't have a soul for a moment. Not the best way to feel. But that joke aside, it really was so fun and really great to just go take a virtual tour and to really check everything out. I love it. I really did. One of my favorite things, obviously, around town is shirts. And I hear that that's something that we're working on together to try and get some money going and get some attention happening. Is we've got a shirt design coming from you guys, and I think we get to maybe show that sometime next week, right?
It's gonna be released today, actually.
Oh, is it gonna be released today? So technically, by the time we're talking to Frank of the future, this has already happened. Casual Friday, Frank gets to give you a sweet debut and show you what the shirt's all about. Look at this. There it is. What a sweet logo, right?
Yeah.
Things are pretty good.
Oh, yeah, those.
So that's exactly it. So it's really been just one of the best things going is seeing how innovative everybody is, how much they're making new art, how much they're doing things to just make a difference, get some attention, and really just show really this big message about Tucson being together. Tucson together is a great, strong message that everyone's really, behind that hashtag, and it's been helping a lot for us to organize.
Yes.
I think, right?
Yep. There's a ton of responses to everything that's going on, and if people don't band together, I think it can get noisy. And so I'm excited to see so many people coming together with different initiatives that are really collaborative.
Heck yeah. No, it's a big deal. And I love that you're leading the charge. So everybody, where can they follow you? Where can people follow you here on the wide, wide world of the internet?
World Wide Web. Get that address down. So you can find us on our website, and also those shirts that are released are on our website too. So that's whyilovewhereilive.com.
Heck yeah. So check it out. whyilovewhereilive.com. Take that virtual tour and walk around a virtual store. All right. Feels good. You'll look great. And make sure you get some online orders. And remember, we're trying to start a movement for gift cards. It's a big, big way to give local business not just a microloan, but really like a nano loan, a mini tiny loan, but it works.
Yes.
It works.
Send the cash. It goes right there. Yep. Perfect.
Thank you so much. There she is. It's Chris T, Mrs. T, Mrs. Tovar, Kristen Tovar. I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Hey.
And thanks for helping me know why I love where I live.
Hey, thanks. I'm going to add you to my list now that we have had this meeting.
Heck yeah. Please do. All right, let's throw it back to that other guy. I'm sure he's been very bored this whole time just waiting. But really, probably not, because it's really informative. And I might not remember all this tomorrow. He's a farmer, right? He's a farmer?
Yeah,
no, school teacher.
Yeah, teacher.
Right. Hero, you mean. Well
hero. Done. He's a hero.
That's right. Heroes. I love it. You're a hero, too. A local hero. That's what's important. So, toot. Back to you, me. Yes. We're back on the air. Look at that. Wasn't that fun? My goodness. Thank you, Kristen. Wasn't that great? I was just checking out the comment section. Tom Heath's already pre-ordered one of those shirts. I believe they look as cool as this. Let's take a look. There we go. Some of that keeping Tucson together. That's what you want to do. That's what we're all going to do. And that's just one of the ways you can support. You see, another way is to just buy what you can now. Order takeout, shop online, buy gift cards to enjoy on a later date. I like that idea. It's not quite a micro loan. It's like a nano loan, a teeny tiny itsy weensy loan so that you can get something to eat in September, but everyone's paying their rent, in May. So that's a big way to do it, and a good way to show gratification is doing that. I think there's a movement that we can start, and it's a gift card movement. Can you use that hashtag? Sure, maybe. The big hashtag you want to use is Tucson Together. Hashtag, use those hashtags. And also Tucson Helping Tucson. But let's start a gift card movement where we buy gift cards from our favorite local businesses, because that's going to keep them afloat, you know? And this rising tide is going to raise all ships. And that's what we're trying to do here for this amazing town that we all live in. One of the other things that's going on here now is, again, it's time for a dose of medicine. A little bit of that laughter, right? So we've got some stand-up comedians that have given us some great material. I've got a good friend showing up next. His name is Eli. Eli's got some funny stuff. Some of these comedians having a tough time without hearing the applause, hearing the sound. I don't know what they're worried about. I do okay. See, I've got this, and then you know what? You just bring it wherever you go. Oh, and now you're ready to have a show. No, it's still not working, is it? Wait a minute. Hang on a second. There we go. That's the spirit. I just got all this stuff laying around. It's like I was doing for this. Let's go hang out with Eli right now. A real comedian. Not a hack like me. Eli!
Hey, everybody. Hey. How's your night going, guys? Cool. Me too. I had such a good dinner tonight. I had spaghetti with marinara sauce. If you're not familiar with that, it's spaghetti with marinara sauce, but with just a bunch of crushed up Percocet sprinkled all over it. Whoa. The crowd's for Miranda tonight, I mean. Whoops. I'll back off my Oral Valley material now, too, then. Hey, have you guys ever noticed that ramen is kind of like the alphabet soup of the Arab world? There it is, there it is. I love that joke. It starts with the smart people laughing and then it trickles down to the dumb people. And then there's the people that just want to fit in. They're like, oh yeah, soup jokes. So good. So I'm a married man. I have been happily married for 10 years. Someone just got divorced. So I've been happily married for 10 years. My wife has not been happy. She freaks out around the house about little things. Like, I swear she thinks it's some sort of international incident. Like, anytime I fail to do something I'm supposed to do. Like, she really expects to turn on the radio someday and put on NPR. It's like, it's 3 o'clock GMT. This is Nigel Watson with BBC News. At home in the American state of Arizona, tensions are rising as the dishes have gone unwashed for a 3rd straight day. According to one source close to the matter, this is the 2nd time this has happened this month, and is, quote, really disgusting, Eli. There's growing concern a separatist movement will be spending the night in the spare room. Aww. The jokes, guys, it's not all true. My wife does hate me, but she doesn't really think she's going to hear about it on NPR. I'm a pretty anxious person. I have anxiety and depression. Anybody else out there? Anxiety and depression? Makes sense. No one out there is like that because they're all home in bed. So, if you don't know what it's like to have this combination, it's very similar to those old cartoons. You know, you have like a character with a devil on one shoulder, or an angel on the other shoulder, and they kind of give you hints on what to do. When you have depression and anxiety, you have a devil on one shoulder, and then just a bigger, meaner devil on the other shoulder. Like, I woke up this morning and my back was a little sore, and I was like, oh man, I don't know what I should do today. Depression's just like, nothing. No one wants to see you. I'm like, cool. What do you think, anxiety? And he's like, let's get on WebMD and check those symptoms. I'm like, no, man, maybe we should go to like a real doctor? What do you think, depression? And he's like, if it's anything serious, it's just going to bring the sweet release of death that much sooner. All right, anxiety, any updates? And he's like, yeah, it looks like that pain in your back is definitely spinal cancer. So the other night, I was following this woman in the parking lot. By accident. We just happened to be parked near each other, right next to each other, way at the far end of the parking lot. It's like 11:30 at night, and I'm a woke dude. I know the situation. So to put her at ease, I said, hey, I'm not following you. And she was like, oh, don't worry, I didn't think you were. And I was like, really? It's almost midnight. We're way out in the parking lot. Like, did I just get friend zoned by my stalking victim? Like, she's like, I don't really see you as a murderer. I see you as more like a brother. So my wife wants kids, but I don't. So we have this struggle going on because she wants kids, but I'd rather have a life, And the whole process is always weird to me. Like, you go to a baby shower, and we're all supposed to pretend this person's not about to throw their life away. And like, Planned Parenthood doesn't even sell gift cards, so like, I don't know what to do there. Yeah. My sister's still pretty mad at me. It did not go well. So since I don't plan on having kids myself, I had to figure out a new way, or a different way to contribute to the future. Like, I want to teach the next generation not to make the same mistakes that we do. So this one really fun thing I like to do is I like to smoke a cigarette on a street corner and put a little fake blood capsule in my mouth. And when I see a kid coming, I start coughing and hacking, like just coughing really hard, like I'm coughing my lungs out, just coughing. I start spitting blood on the sidewalk. The kid gets really, really close, and I just get right into the kid's face, and I go, "Hey, kid, never buy a timeshare." All right, that's been my time. You guys have been great. I really like THT.
Woo! I love fun stuff. I love comedy. I love all my friends. I love all the people around town helping us out. Remember, you could be one of these people, one of these talented performers that are going to get a paid for a gig. You can still do the things that you do, whether you're a comedian, whether you're a musician, whether you're one of these creators that we're trying to get involved with. Because again, we've got some fun ideas. Maybe some home shopping. Perhaps we do. We're going to do our dance contest thing coming up, and we got a few more calls to action for some of the talented people. But also, there's all you real Tucsonans, you regular folks that are super fun that just want to have fun with us. Over in our group, over at the Tucson Helping Tucson group, we've got some calls for you, some calls to action. Some of these calls to action are for, we want pictures of your home office. That's going to be a fun idea. I was doing a call for actually some good news. I'd love to hear good news as well as some funny stories about what you've been dealing with as you've been working from home. I'd love to see some of your pet photos, some pet pics, some of these new coworkers you deal with and your pets. Is the one person not complaining about all this? It's not a person, it's man's best friend. That's every doggo around. They love what's happening. Right? And we did a call out earlier, a little thing for a little bit of this COVID fashion. Some people are really, taken to quite the styles with what they've got going on. So why don't we take a look at some of these COVID fashions, and I'll tell you about some of the other ways that you can help us. So let's take a look at some of these lovely folks. They look very good, very attractive. It's a good way to look when you're stuck inside or out on the go. Fashion should be no victim to the weather or really any situation we all deal with. But don't worry about if you're having a bad hair day. I am all the time. The whole thing that we're trying to do again is get more content and more people to get involved. Really fun stuff that we want to have happen here around town with all of you people. Get involved, do something funny. It's just something to get, we're just trying to give you something to do. And then it gives us something to use. So all you folks that are just giving us some free stuff on Facebook, we thank you. Check out the Instagram. I believe there is an Instagram for either THT TV or Tucson Helping Tucson. I got to talk to Ashley. I'll get Ashley on, I don't know, but we're going to talk to everybody, make sure that we're getting all the stuff that you're sending, and maybe send stuff to that Brink email that I was telling you about earlier, THT@brink.com. So that's really fun. Hey, as far as fashion's concerned, I don't know if you're checking out the chat, but apparently, it's live. They might have started a drinking game about me that says that they're going to take a drink every time I change hats. Well, let me tell you, kids, you may be in trouble because whether it's the mouth of the Southwest, yeehaw, or I tone it down and just, go to the old rodeo, or maybe I got something to cook, manja. I might just want to hang out and help all the artists around town because we make a fine art. It's a good, exciting thing. Keep on drinking. That's the spirit. I'll take you out to the ball game. We're going to go hang out at the beach. I'm not worried about if it fits. I've got top hats on cowboy hats on these terrible fedoras that were really in fashionable. I don't know. They're just not good at all. All right. And then not for nothing. Did you see this spot right there? I got to get rid of that. Boom. Done. The old yarmulke. That's what you got to do to take care of business right there. So all you folks, you got to drink now and ensure that you're going to have a fine, fine Saturday night because I'm treating you right. So bottoms up and make sure you go support all these local breweries that are still delivering beer. So go get some beer delivered to you. Maybe order a growler because hats off to you, Tucson. That's what you're going to want to do. Now, if there's one other hat I do want to put on, it's this. We just came out of comedy. Let me tell you why we're all here. We were going to talk to Danny Nee in a moment. I got to see if that video is working because I might have screwed it up. But The reason that we're all here, besides the community stuff, is health. Well, I'm going to tell you that. You see, this whole thing, I know you don't like trends, okay? Nobody likes a trend. They're sick of these terms. So they're sick of all this stuff. You've heard this phrase. We're going to try and flatten the curve. Okay, you can see we're trying to flatten the curve. There's the curve. Number of cases, doing all this stuff. I know, very boring. No one wants to know about any of this. So I'm going to explain it for some of you non-believers and the people that don't quite understand what's going on. You see, I've got a new graph for you. It's very simple to understand. You see, this sucks. All right, this sucks right over here. This totally sucks. This really sucks. This is really, it sucks bad. All right, this area here, this still kind of sucks. That still kind of sucks. But this doesn't suck. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to go from here-ish to there-ish, but really it's all about this thing right there. All right, this sucks. This doesn't suck. So let's all try and stay home, make some fun content, and hang out together via Zoom. I know. Who knew that Zoom might be behind this whole thing, trying to lift up their business? But they're doing a good job. They're doing a great job, as David Ross would say. I hope I'm doing good too. But enough about that. We've got more fun stuff to talk about real quick. I'm not sure if this is the hat I was wearing before, but I think this looks good. So let's go see if Danny Nee's hanging around. Dan Nee to his friends, because I interviewed him before, but I'm not sure if the file's going to work because Frank Powers. I'm good at shouting. I don't know buttons. All right, hit a button, somebody. Thanks, me. Good morning. Yeah, it's your BFF right here again. It's early Saturday morning, and I'm not prepared, but luckily, I'm hanging out with a guy who's been very prepared. Did it work? Absolutely not. No? All right, we're going to talk to Danny Nee, or Daniel Legg is his full name. We're probably going to talk to him sometime next week. We're going to get that going. I must have screwed it up. I was very tired. I'm not a morning person, and it was around 1 when they woke me up. That's so near the morning. So we're going to talk to him in a little bit, probably next week. Hopefully you'll be joining us next week, because remember, the thing that we're doing here, the thing you're watching right now, is I get rid of this sarcastic graphic and go back to fun stuff like my favorite place in the world, Tucson. The reason we're doing all this is because this is all leading up to a big 3-day event, a big 3-day show. But until then, every single week, we're going to be providing you content and having fun, hosting stuff, meeting neighbors, making friends, and doing all this stuff around town. So Danny Nee is going to talk to us next week. He's from the Community Investment Corp. He had a great interview with Zach Yensers over at The Voice, I believe 1030 The Voice. We've posted that over on our Tucson Helping Tucson page. So you can go check out the links for that. You can go see the long story of what it is, or at least the details of what's going on. And then next week, we're going to interview Danny and get everything going on with him. And I can't wait to talk to Danny again, because it was really good to talk to him. And the way he described my interview style was, he said, you know, this is the only time I've smiled during all of this. And I'm like, good, I'm glad, because that's what I'm trying to do for you. During all of this, I know it's brutal. I cried twice last week. That's right, I'm an emotional guy. So it's hard, but we're all doing our best. And that's the spirit. That's what we all got to do. We got to do our best for ourselves, more best for each other. If you can afford to pay or donate or do something, do it. You can all afford a little click, clack, and share. That's all you got to do. I know it's hard to share things, but please do it for me. Your best Frank forever. I really care about all this stuff, and it makes my day to make people feel better. And the more that you share, the more chances we have of doing this. We've got a lot of streams going down a lot of avenues, but it doesn't work unless someone says, like, hey, have you tried that chicken sandwich? Turns out it is good. That's what it is. Everyone trusts their friends. They don't trust a lot of this stuff. And a lot of this stuff that we do comes off like the same type of advertising that anyone does. It's hard to get a message across, but everyone believes that the best way to get a message across is still word of mouth. So tell your friends, tell your family, wake up grandma, and get everybody watching what we're doing every single week as we lead up to our big 3-day event. That's probably just going to be basically a best of reunion show as we get you all this content. And then we all get to hang out together. And I'm just going to try and have the biggest hug. Can we go for the biggest hug in Tucson? I bet we can. Let's set some records. Me and Mr. Guinness from Guinness World Book. I got an old score to settle with him from my 24.5-hour Christmas special back in the day. Savages. But that said, we've got some good things up ahead, lots of fun stuff going on in the future. And really, until then, I think that might be it for this episode. Now, I did have one other thing that I needed to take care of, because I wanted to advise you all that you need to stay safe. And honestly, the safest way to do all this stuff is by making sure you do all this stuff. You wash your hands, right? You got to wash your hands. You've also got to make sure that you stay inside, cover your face, don't touch your face. But also, you might want to get rid of that beard. So I've got to get rid of this thing while I tell you about some of the sponsors that helped us do all this stuff. Make sure you tell your friends, email them, THT at Brink, get involved, right? That's what you want to do. And let me remind you of all the people that help us get this done. I'll try not to shout because, again, I just try not to shout. But the Tucson Metro Chamber, I got to make room for a mask. The Tucson Metro Chamber, they really took care of business. They really got some stuff from Local First Arizona. Mike Peel, I love him to death, and Cassie's great too. The Community Investment Corporation, we're going to talk to them next week with Daniel Legg. I can't wait. We've got Tom Heath, the Heath team, Nova Home Loans. He started this whole thing. It was the best. So we started this whole thing. We've been working hard. Hopefully I'm impressing Tom. That's going real good, I hope. And I can't really see that. It's not like I have a mirror. See how far the camera is? I can't really see what I'm doing. Oh, don't forget Brink. Brink's the one running the show for me, doing all the stuff that we're doing. Brink is really taking care of a lot of things that we're in charge of. I'm really excited that I'm working with Brink. They're my favorite. Hotel Congress, my home away from home. Hotel Congress, I host all their events. It's really the best job I have, I think. I love them. Rocks Entertainment, or ROUX, or ROUX, it might be French. They're helping us with all the events. They work on events. Go check out some of the behind the scenes with them. It's really, really good. Don't forget Vantage West. My friends at Vantage West, they're awesome. I love Vantage West. The law offices of Lazarus and Sylvan. TEP is providing all this electricity. Tucson Industrial Development Authority, as well as South Cox. What's that? I missed. Oh, I did miss this. I missed a spot. I'm sorry. So we've got that. I've got to do that. We've got Cox here. That's very good. Why? I love where I live. The list keeps going for people writing these big checks, making connections, and showing what it means to be a part of the Tucson community. So don't forget to get involved. Don't forget to thank the old comic book mobile. Remember, I'll teach you kids. This is not the best time to promote that I teach. This is not the best time. I'll put on a kid's show for your family and everything, teach them how to draw and doing all the good stuff, staying creative as we get through this epidemic together. It's the truth. Don't forget to add Diane_Keaton, because maybe some of these celebrities help us out. Man, I'm half in the bag. I'm really tired. This has been really fun. I'm a motor mouth, but I think I'm all done. Oh, wait, there we go. I don't want to look ridiculous. All right. So hopefully you'll join me here next week. I'm sure I'll be finished up by then. Hopefully you'll join me next week. We're going to have a great time, more interviews, more shows, and maybe we run more on time. I personally like giving you a little extra hours because it's fun. But here we are. This was about 90 minutes of the most fun thing I've ever done. Hopefully you all feel good and maybe even feel great. I'm going to do my best to make you feel better and hashtag keep Tucson together. Why? Because I'm Frank Powers. I'm your BFF, your best Frank forever, the Prince of Promotion, the King of Commotion, your master of ceremonies, and the ambassador of entertainment, a certified phonologist from the clean streets of Tucson and the School of Hard Knocks. Knock, knock, Tucson. Who's there? Woo. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. I'm super excited. We'll see you next time. Tucson. I love you the most.
Gabriel Sullivan here in Dustin Stone recording studio. Just after some Club Congress TV.
tears.